Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Sunday, wherever we are around the world. And welcome back to yet more breaking news in terms of the Liverpool transfer world. And that is, again, no incomings, but Caoimhin Kelleher is going to leave Liverpool. Of course, a deal has been agreed with Brentford. Of course, 12.5 million pounds straight up. And then, of course, the add-ons taking it up to 18 million pounds. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Is it a good deal? Is it a bad deal? We'll talk about that in due course. Anyway, but again, a total fee for Kelleher of 18 million pounds. And yeah, look, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section down below. Of course, there's a bit of a monopoly move in it, of course, with Flecken going to Bayer Leverkusen, who again Liverpool are in talks with at the moment, with of course Florian Wirtz, but again, obviously getting the deal done with Brentford, and of course Thomas Frank as well. Again, has been very high, hasn't he, on Liverpool over the last couple of seasons anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. We'll take a look at the news, get your guys' thoughts, and yeah, just overall, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section down below. If you are new around here, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. The thing I should say before we do start the show as well, thank you very much for 4K as well. We have 4,000 subscribers now on YouTube. We're hopefully going to get 5 by the end of next season. That's been the aim. For again, I say it's been the aim. Of course, this season's been absolutely chaotic. So again, hopefully, we'll get as many people in here as possible. Anyway, but Tafsir, but we got our pants pulled down on this one. He's easily worth 30 million pounds. Cal says, other than Pens, he ain't the best. For me, says Cal. Well, that could be Kirkes coming in for 20 mil then with this sale as well. Yeah, like again, obviously with Kelleher, I think, as you know, Tav said just put there, 30 million pound. I think everybody really expected something like that because, again, look at Caoimhin Kelleher has been very important to Liverpool. Of course, he is in the final year of his contract at Liverpool, but still, he is a very good goalkeeper and has been a very, great number 2 goalkeeper for Liverpool in the past. But still, I think in terms of this type of situation, again, it does very much feel like we could potentially have helped out with other teams. You look at Flecken, who again at Brentford has gone to has gone to Bayer Leverkusen for 10 million euros, and then we've ended up pretty much having a pay cut really in terms of Caoimhin Kelleher, and again 18 million pounds. It is cheap, but again I think a lot of people would say, look, easily Liverpool should have been getting 15, not 15, sorry, we should have been getting at least 30 million for him. I think with these types of deals, again, you never know the ins and outs, because I think again Liverpool would have easily put a sell-on clause or even a buyback clause in this type of deal as well. So of course we'll know more as it comes along anyway. But again, like I said, in terms of the news, the breaking news is, again, as it says there, it's taken from Fabrizio Romano, as you guys can see. But there, Caoimhin Kelleher to Brentford. Here we go, done deal for the goalkeeper to join from Liverpool for 18 million pounds, package fee and add-ons included. Mark Flecken will leave Brentford and join Bayer Leverkusen for 10 million euros, which again is cheaper than what Brentford paid for him. What was it, less than 12 months ago, or a bit longer than that now as well. So look, both teams really, taking a pay cut really. But of course, with Liverpool, it's obviously a bit different because, again, Liverpool have got Mamardashvili coming in. It's not like we're going to be looking now for a number 2 replacement. We've had that number 2 replacement for some time now. So again, realistically, it's Liverpool just getting Caoimhin Kelleher the best deal possible. And look, I said it to you guys a couple of days ago. For me, Kelleher is definitely a goalkeeper that could easily play for a big 6 team. We spoke about it last season where, again, Spurs, for example, with Vicario, again, that was a bit iffy, wasn't it, at times? But still, I think, Caoimhin Kelleher could have easily done a job at Spurs, and again, would have thrived under that opportunity, of course, especially, them playing Champions League football next season. But I look at it and go, again, he's going to do an amazing signing he's going to be an amazing signing for Brentford. Again, Thomas Frank at the moment is the Brentford manager, which, again, there's also different rumours concerning around there, whether or not he's going to go to Spurs in that sense. But as of things right now, of course, with him being the Brentford manager, again, Kelleher is a fantastic goalkeeper to have. And again, he's easily now going to be number one as well, and being given the opportunity there as well to thrive. And you never know, down the road, he might end up moving elsewhere as well. But I think on a Liverpool side of things, of course, obviously letting him go to a Premier League team, it's going to be a bit weird seeing him in other colours. I'm not going to lie, but still, I wish him nothing but the best, because, again, he has sacrificed time at Liverpool. Look, he should have left, maybe 2 seasons ago, probably a bit more than that now, when we do take it into consideration where, again, he should have probably left at different times, in his Liverpool career, after, again, being number 2, wanting to be number 1. He's spoken very highly, hasn't he, over the last, 12 to 24 months, really, in terms of he wanting to be a number 1 goalkeeper. And, of course, at Liverpool, he's been there at times, hasn't he, because Alisson's been injured, so we've had to, really rely on Kelleher to be the number 1 goalkeeper for us as well. So I think for me, look, I'm absolutely grateful really for Kelleher's time at Liverpool, and hopefully he has a fantastic rest of his career. But he's going to walk away from Liverpool, winning 2 Premier Leagues. I'm not sure if he was in the European squad when we won the Champions League as well. So, but again, he's pretty much won everything at the football club as well. And look, I wish him nothing but the best in the future. Anyway, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section down below, as my back is absolutely itching as hell. But again, let me know how you guys are feeling. Of course, we're going to be live again tonight at 9 with a more update on everything. Lucho, obviously Florian Wirtz, Harvey Elliott as well. There's been a bit of news on that, of course. So we're going to be live again later on tonight. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. But well, that could be Kirkus in. I read that one out. Over the moon with this signing. I'm guessing Dempsey, you're a Brentford fan. Well, on a Brentford side of things, let me know your guys' thoughts, because is Kelleher an upgrade on Flecken? Yes, I would say he is. But then again, every time I've watched Brentford, Flecken's been pretty decent for Brentford as well. So again, it's kind of a hard really in 2 ways, because again, obviously Flecken going to Bayer Leverkusen is great for them, and also overall, I think being in that space of Flecken going to them and then the other way around, of course, I think it's a very interesting one, isn't it? Anyway, but what's just come out now? Let's have a look, because Thomas has said, but the 130 mil got rejected. Did it really? Yeah, because look, as soon as I'm live, everything comes out. What's come out? Hang on a minute. What's Paul Joyce said? So Liverpool continue negotiations for Leverkusen over a recovery fee last week. If you want the shop in the league to do, Liverpool edging closer an agreement with Florian Wirtz and Vans in talks. Oh no, it hasn't been rejected-ish then. I don't know. Kicker said, yeah, of course, it's going to be a bit higher, I think, really. But we'll talk about it tonight anyway, because, again, there's other reports saying Liverpool are edging closer to it now when I'm looking at it now. So, again, we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, look, at the end of the day, Wirtz will get done. People need to calm down with it, really. Wish him well. Good news for me as an Ireland fan as well. With John as well, obviously, it'd be a big boost as well for him. For World Cup squads and obviously European Championship squads as well. He probably is the number 1 for Ireland. John, let me know. But yeah, for me, I would assume anyway he is the number 1 for that anyway. But I mean, let me make me big for him anyway. But our 130 mil got rejected for Wirtz. Yeah, Kicker said, yeah, just looking at it now, it looks like it might be a bit more than 130, which is completely fine, let's be perfectly honest, really. Anyway, but yeah, not only obviously Fabrizio Romano talking about obviously Caoimhin Kelleher, Paul Joyce as well, also again confirming the news, really. Where's his post? By yeah, as you guys can hopefully see on screen. in a moment, because for some reason that doesn't want to work. There we go. Yeah, so as you guys can hopefully see on screen right now, as it says, but they're from Paul Joyce. Brentford closing in on Caoimhin Kelleher. Liverpool set for £80 million package, exclusive of add-ons, or including add-ons, realistically. But I think what will be interesting, though, for this deal, and certainly for it coming out as well, whether or not Liverpool are going to get a certain amount in percentage as well. You know, when we talk about, when we talk about Liverpool getting add-ons, getting a sell-on fee as well, I think that's going to be an interesting point about it, really, where you probably would think, wouldn't you, that Liverpool are going to get, add-ons or get certain areas really where Liverpool will end up getting add-ons. Like, again, we've seen it with deals like Fabio Carvalho, for example, who, let's be honest, Liverpool absolutely stole, the money from Brentford for that type of deal. But again, we've got that great relationship, haven't we, really, with Brentford and teams like this. Even Wolves, Liverpool have a really good relationship with as well. So I think for many teams really looking at goalkeepers, I think it's a bit of a blow, really, I think, in the goalkeeper market, because, again, getting a good quality, decent goalkeeper is very rare in today's market. Absolutely is. And having Caoimhin Kelleher available on the market, which now, coming up for so cheap in terms of price, and in terms of, again, Liverpool not having or having the luck, really, of us having Mamadashvili come in, and obviously having such a great goalkeeper in Kelleher. I also look at that and go, okay, that's probably why Liverpool have gone, okay, we're going to maybe accept a lower fee, because we've got, again, already the goalkeeper coming in, and plus I think we've kind of gone towards Kelleher and gone, yeah, we will, no matter what, sell you this summer. We're not going to keep you for another another season, really, which, again, that would be pretty much cruel if that was to happen, really. But I think it's of course, it will take time, even with, different transfers for Liverpool. But again, this Kelleher deal, obviously with the transfer window being open as well, it will be huge, really, of course, to get the deal over the line as well. But Kelleher is a fine keeper. Yes, he is. He's absolutely amazing. And that's what I mean in terms of the goalkeeper market. I think clubs will be really, kicking themselves in the teeth, where you look at Newcastle, Chelsea as well. But again, are Liverpool going to let go of Kelleher for pretty much £18 million to Chelsea? No, we're not. We're going to easily demand 30, 40, 50 million, really. I think because it's Brentford and you have that, relationship, or that good relationship with them, again, it's completely fine then, really, where Liverpool, again, will allow that. Anyway, but has it been confirmed that it's been rejected as well, the Florian Wirtz bid? Because I'm seeing different people saying different things right now, so we'll have to wait and see. But that's how he played for Bournemouth. What's that in relation to? Is that one? I can see Chelsea paying 50 million for him next summer, easy. Who's this for? Kelleher, or I don't know what you are on about. But Mark says Tassa how he played for Bournemouth. I think you're talking about Kepa, but no, I think Tafson's talking about Kelleher. To be fair, he's not talking about Kepa Arrizabalaga anyway. Which, again, that's probably another reason why, again, somebody like a Chelsea haven't gone in for Kelleher, is because realistically they've got Kepa, and they've also got Petrovic as well, who is probably a goalkeeper, that is probably better than all their goalkeepers at the moment as well. So I think it'll be an interesting one anyway, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm just seeing if there's any more news on Kelleher, but realistically, at the moment, it's just obviously the news with Kelleher about him going to be going to Brentford as well. I keep wanting to say Bournemouth, but Brentford. He's going to go Brentford for £18 million, which, again, is a fantastic deal for Brentford as well. But one question I'll ask you, chat, though, as well: if if Thomas Frank leaves Brentford now for Spurs, won't it be a bit weird, Kelleher going to them? Really, I do think it's a bit odd that Kelleher is going to go to Brentford and then Thomas Frank leaves for for Spurs. And really, is Thomas Frank a good move for Spurs as well? Because I think a lot of people have the conversation of, is Thomas Frank another, not journeyman for Spurs, but will he do a better job than what Ange have done? I think he would. Again, I think looking at the style of football, and obviously it's very much data driven with Thomas Frank, which I think probably will benefit Spurs, and I think obviously Spurs hierarchy would love as well, because obviously the spending type of money, Spurs don't spend money, and again Thomas Frank has utilized really, the players bringing in, look at players like Embuemo, Visa, Damsgaard, these types of players where, again, they've not spent ridiculous amounts of money, but again, the players that they have bought have been very useful for them as well. And I think Kelleher's a part of that list as well now as well. But that's 18 million that we never had. So that goes to buying Kerkez. Well, I think what is interesting, and somebody mentioned it earlier, where you look at the financial year. The financial year is very funny, really, because, of course, it ends. I think obviously every financial year begins on July 1st, doesn't it? So Liverpool getting the signing of Wirtz, Frimpong, and Kerkez done now before the end of the month, or before the end of June, will count for basically this season's finances. So Liverpool could, in theory, go and spend wherever much on Wirtz, spend wherever already on Frimpong and Kerkez, sell a load then after July 1st, and then start buying then potentially the striker, the DM, the centre back that we're looking at as well. As this summer is going to be in two blocks, really. It's going to be very busy, I think, now until the end of the month. We may end up having, again, another PSR type window, really, where everybody's trying to sell their players at the 30th of June. And then it might go quiet again, and then the transfer window will become even busier then. Again, I think that's what's going to happen, really, anyway. But Red Rebellion as well, I love the name change, says the third deal is done. It is paperwork now. Transfer deals go through lawyers and legal process. With this being the Premier League record signing, it's going to be isn't going to be completed overnight. Yeah, absolutely. There is a mega money involved here, so people need to chill. Yeah, absolutely. What about Pep Lijnders going to Man City? What a weird choice. Yeah. We're going to talk about that tonight, to be fair, a bit later on. But yeah, what an absolute rat. Pep Lijnders, as he joins Trent in the rat brigade for this season anyway. But yeah, a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Really, I think it's, with Pep's tiki-taka, methodical way. And then you've got Pep Lijnders that has always been, heavy metal football type way. I think it's gonna be weird because, of course, obviously, him and Colo Torre are going to be the new assistants at City. Obviously, they've got rid of all their backroom staff, really. So not a lot of Pep's thinking about what can I do to overtake Liverpool? Because really, again, we're going to have to find another assistant because, of course, Johnny Heitinga's gone to Ajax, which hopefully he has a good managerial career there. But of course, Liverpool are going to have to look for a new number 3, really, which might be Dirk Kuyt as well. But yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. But again, it might backfire. We might hear in 6 months that Pep Lijnders is gone. But everything he said about being, not wanting to be another assistant ever again, and we would never choose another Premier League team to ever be considered apart from Liverpool. Again, it's all lies, really, wasn't it? But yeah, it's a conversation for later on tonight. Our PSR status is also clean. We are not solely relying on funds that come in from players. Otherwise, we would not be buying players first before. So yeah, absolutely. Liverpool's PSR is completely fine. But again, what I'm talking about again, Liverpool didn't sign anyone, did we? Last year, we signed Mamardashvili, but that was already for this season, or the next season coming up. You've got Federico Chiesa, but apart from that, Liverpool didn't spend anything else, and Liverpool sold, a lot last season again, and this season it'll be the same again. Liverpool, it looks like Harvey Elliott's going to go, Darwin Núñez, obviously Kelleher is now confirmed to be going as well. So again, Liverpool will have a very busy window, and when Liverpool complete the signings of Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, and of course already confirmed Jeremy Frimpong, that's not it for Liverpool. Like, Liverpool are going to have a very top class window where we end up signing top class talent, and don't be surprised if Liverpool go and sign somebody. You look at the centre back area that Liverpool go and sign someone who, again, is supposed to be the next best thing DM wise. Look at names like Adam Wharton and people like this that will definitely be in the conversation for Liverpool, even though they're easily going to cost 50, 60, 70 million pounds. Liverpool's name is going to be a part of those, because there seems to be a realization at the football club you have to add while you're at the top. And look, City are going to, obviously they're coming back stronger. They're about to sign Ryan Cherky. They're going to sign Ryan Aït-Nouri. Reinders as well from AC Milan. They're going to go and sign him. So they're going to come back stronger as well. Arsenal obviously will go and sign a striker and do their types of deals. So Liverpool, again, have to go and sign the best quality players. And whether or not Liverpool are going to be a part of names like Mark A, for example, who again is homegrown, plenty of Premier League experience, and would probably come into the club knowing he's going to be second or third choice due to potential injuries as well. So of course there's going to be plenty of room for new players this summer, with players going out as well. And again, Liverpool are not done in this window when they get Wirtz and Kerkez done. But Robertson is another player, is another one who may be leaving. I don't think so. I think Robbo's going to stay. If I'm being honest, I think Robbo will stay for next season at least anyway. But again, we'll have to wait and see. We did not sign many new players last summer because of our Premier League squad limit was reached. Obviously, the non-homegrown players. Absolutely. Slot made it clear he did not want to make many changes to the squad. Otherwise, he would have said, and he replied, yeah, that. And plus, he wanted to take a full intake of the squad, really, and see where they was. Now, the Liverpool squad that Jurgen Klopp left was good enough to win the Premier League, quite clear from this season, but they needed adjustments and they needed adaptability in terms of what Arne Slot wants. And again, you look at last night, PSG were phenomenal last night in that Champions League final. They were unbelievable. I don't even think Barcelona would have beat them if they had got through. I think it would have been a more entertaining final, but I do think PSG have just been the best team over the last couple of months in the Champions League. Like they beat us, we went toe to toe with them and lost on penalties. And look, they absolutely deserve the Champions League. But one thing to take away from that is Arne Slot took massive inspiration from that game and looked at that PSG team and gone, look, this is the level we need to get up to in Europe. Because we said it, didn't we? We wasn't good enough over the two legs to go through, and PSG massively did deserve to go through. Unlike certain fan bases who think, because they had more XG in a game, they deserve to win and go through, which again, own interpretation really. But again, Arne Slot took so much inspiration from that PSG game to go, we want to be like them. We want to be high pace, full of possession, and be this good. And I think, with the addition of Frimpong, Kerkez as well, Florian Wirtz, that makes us better. and as well with adding a goal scorer as well, that will make us even more better. Which again, with the quality behind them as well, is huge. But Arne Slot made it clear. Yeah, I read that one out. Mark saying it's going to be expensive window, but it needs to be. Yeah, absolutely agree. 100% agree. I would prefer set players with dedicated roles rather than versatile players that fit many roles. True. We'll look at Florian Wirtz again. Even though Florian Wirtz can play a majority of positions, he is best in one position, and that is the number 10 role, which he'll absolutely flourish under as well. Anyway, but obviously speaking on the Kelleher news. If anybody's just tuning in as well, there's 33 people in right now. So if you're new, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. But yeah, as far as the Kelleher's news, it has been accepted. Obviously, they've got a deal agreed, £80 million. The deal is for Kelleher. Of course, this post from Fabrizio Romano. Again, if I can quickly get up on the screen for you guys. Again, obviously him saying, here we go. Obviously Mark Flecken going the other way for, going to Leverkusen as well. So again, that deal getting done really, which again, it's a great deal for Flecken going to Leverkusen, and I think Kelleher going to Brentford. I think it's great for both teams, really. I really do. I think both teams have got, again, two top quality goalkeepers. I think more so with Brentford, with Liverpool, I think they've got an absolute steal. I really do think they've got a massive steal on their hands, really, when it comes to Kelleher and them getting this deal over the line as well. Anyway, but look, I think it's a very smart signing from Brentford. But again, like I said, if Thomas Frank goes to Spurs, it will be one of the most weirdest things to have happened ever. Anyway, but we'll have to wait and see anyway on what does happen. But I think we will sign another 2 players on top of Wirtz, Kerkez and Frimpong, perhaps 3, but that depends on who goes due to our squad limit being maxed already. Yeah, I agree. A few more. I think we signed 3. I think centre back, DM, and striker. Excuse me. That's my opinion. I do think they're the 3 positions I think Liverpool will get. I think we get a striker, a DM, and a centre half. Maybe we might get one more, depending on if Luis Diaz does go to Saudi. That's going to be the big one, really, isn't it? Where again, we don't really know too much on it because Saudi have pretty much identified Luis Diaz as the number 1 target to get this summer, and I think we're going to talk about it later later on as well. But if Matoma was getting quoted 90 million in January, then Luis Diaz has to be in that conversation of 90 million pounds. He has to be, because Luis Diaz is better than Matoma. And I'm not too sure on, obviously, Matoma's contract situation, so I don't know how much, how long he had left on his contract at that time. But obviously, Luis Diaz having 2 years left on his contract, you've easily got to be looking at that type of price, for him. Because, but also saying that Liverpool are kind of at a crossroads, because do Liverpool want to offer him a new contract? I think Lucho's deserved that conversation because he's been brilliant for us. The only thing that again personally annoys me with Lucho is that he doesn't finish enough chances, and that's the only thing with Luis Diaz that annoys me. His work rate is perfect. His off the ball stuff is really good. Again, on the ball, amazing. But if Luis Diaz could finish, he'd be £200 million player. And that's the problem, really. But look, I hope that, I do hope that Lucho will stay another year, and our options will be Lucho and Cody, because you look at the transfer market, you can't really upgrade it. Really looking at the market, you can't upgrade on the left wing, I would say. personally anyway. But striker, centre back, and perhaps another right back as well. I don't think we'll sign another right back. Personally, don't know whether Slot will play Frimpong at right back because he has never played there. He has played right back. He played there all the time for Celtic, and he also refers himself to a right back as well. So yeah, he'll 100% be playing right back for Liverpool, mate, as well. But Kelleher, I thought, deserved more than Brentford. Yeah, no. Like I said it just now, didn't I? Like I think Chelsea, Spurs, like you should have gone to one of these teams. But look, the number one thing is he is going to be playing first team football. That's the main aim as well. So, look, for Kelleher, you'll be loving that, won't he? As a fellow Irish Coppish, I am raging, but best of luck for Caoimhin Kelleher as well. Well, now he's definitely going to be the Irish number one. You would think, mate, of course. Right wing back or right wing for Frimpong. No, he will be right back for sure. But I reckon Diaz will stay one more season. But yeah, I would agree. Pick up Gary as well, saying, doesn't Frimpong count as homegrown? Yes, he does, because he was in. Yeah, as you say perfectly there, he was in Manchester City's academy. I'd fully recommend everyone go and checking out I can't remember what video it was, but it was the one where Frimpong's talking about his, football career. And he is very much been close to signing for Liverpool many times in his footballing career. His academy days, his family, his father is a Liverpool supporters. But of course, obviously, the situation where he was, Man City made a lot more sense than Liverpool at the time. So yeah, he's been flirting with the idea of joining Liverpool, but now it's finally happened as well. But Diaz come out saying he wants to stay, but reports are all over the place with a few players. Yeah, absolutely. Diaz with this new team would be amazing. Yeah, I would agree, 100%. Yeah, Gary, I think he does well. Yeah, I think Lucho would be amazing. But look, we have to keep an open eye on that situation, of course, but we're going to talk about it a bit later on as well, because there is bits and pieces that are flying about at the moment, of course. So look, we will talk about it a bit later on anyway. But of course, for the last thing from me anyway, of course, obviously Caoimhin Kelleher is going to be leaving Liverpool for £80 million. It's £12.5 million up front, with the rest being in add-ons as well. But supposedly the add-ons are supposed to be very easy to get. So realistically, £80 million for Kelleher as well, which I think for Brentford, it's an absolute steal. I think for Liverpool, we've kind of cut the price a little bit to try and help, to try and help Leverkusen, really. But again, it's I think for both anyway, it's good the fact that Kelleher is now going to go and play first team football, but also I think it's another area where I think for me, looking at it, he absolutely deserves it. And look, do I think he could have played for a bigger team? Yes, I do. But again, look, he may be looking at it and going, look, we could do things at Brentford that will be, look at Palace, for example. They've won an FA Cup this season. What stops Brentford really is Thomas Frank does stay a bit more anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. But big up Hero as well, saying, yo, how are you doing? I'm very good, thank you, mate. My voice is going, to be fair, at the minute, but all good otherwise. But who do you think will take Darwin's position? Hugo Ekitike. I do think I would love Julian Alvarez before anybody jumps my back straight away off that. I'd love Isaac. I'd love Alvarez. I'd love Alvarez more. But yeah, I think it will be Hugo Ekitike. Myself, but Frimpong speaks fluent English, doesn't even speak doesn't speak any Dutch at all, which is quite funny, to be fair. But I never understood that Diaz hate online, even when he hasn't having great games. His work rate, his work rate is second to none. You cannot question that. That is the only thing that does peeve me, though, is his finishing. It's because we've seen it, like the game. The game to fully describe Luis Diaz is back last season, not season just gone. Obviously, the last season of Jurgen Klopp against Manchester City. Luis Diaz was unbelievable that second half at Anfield, where again, he was sitting Rodri down, he was sitting Kyle Walker down, he was walking all over him, and yet there was 3 or 4 opportunities where he didn't finish it. And if he had finished it, maybe Liverpool might have won the league again. But that's the annoying point about it as well. See, it's funny, right? I mentioned Alexander Isak and Geordie's, and how are we, lads? Hopefully you're doing well. How are the lads as well? Obviously, you'll be thinking of Champions League football as well next season, of course. But look, Geordie, any room on Alexander Isak? We can offer you Darwin Núñez if you'd like Darwin Núñez, or we'll offer you a double deal. You can have 2, we'll have 1. You can have Jarell Konza and Darwin Núñez, and we'll have Alexander Isak as well for next season. Sounds like a pretty good deal, in my opinion. But Grayson, I think you're right, Con. Where is the upgrade on Diaz? Not many out there available. No, I don't think there is. I think, like, you look at the market, you've got Rafael Leao, you've got Jamie Gittins, you've got obviously Anthony Gordon, you've got Fofana from Lyon as well. Again, he's a wonder kid, really. Of course, he very much reminds me of Jeremy Doku in many ways. But yeah, there is a few out there. But is there any to upgrade on Luis Diaz? No. But again, if the right price comes in, let's say, what are we talking about? Well, like I said, if £90 million comes in for Luis Diaz, do you turn that down? And that's the question mark, really. And obviously, you're not in the middle of a season. It's in the summer transfer window. So if 90 million was to come in from Saudi, do you turn that down? And I don't think Liverpool can turn that down, really. But yeah, I think it's a bit of a weird market, really, isn't it? But Isak is too good for Newcastle, and that's another player who we could have had in the past as well. Mark trying to stir the pot as well. To be fair, I look at it and go, the only thing with Isak is injuries, isn't it? But yeah, I would test Newcastle. I would go, right, there's 100+ million, see what happens. Because if it's in front of them, do they turn it down? They probably do. Look, they have every right to do it, because it's no longer like how Man United, for example, now teams are no longer like what Arsenal was to Manchester United when Robin van Persie was quite easily the best striker in the league, and Man United turned around and went, right, there's money, you take it, we're going to get Van Persie. It's no longer like that. Football's not like that anymore. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. From most available wingers are a sidestep to Diaz, not an upgrade. Yeah, exactly. Which again, I would agree. I don't think you can upgrade on him at the moment. Of course, not saying again in maybe a season's time, there might be a new player that people go, oh, everyone should be signing him. Like, look at the best one, right? I'd say for everyone, the best one to look at always is Nicolas Pepe. Look at the year we won the league, right? Or no, we won the Champions League, wasn't it? And everyone was like, sign Nicolas Pepe, do this, do that. Like, Liverpool are frauds if they don't sign Nicolas Pepe, this, that, and wherever. Arsenal end up signing him, and he's an absolute fraud. Like, he's terrible. Yeah, and everyone goes, oh, thank God that we didn't get Nicolas Pepe. But I remember everyone at the time, like, we were doing videos on it at the time, everyone was like, why don't we sign Nicolas Pepe? Liverpool, FSG are not ambitious, this, that, and the other. It's like, maybe because the club know better off to not sign a player that's not good enough for Liverpool. But yeah, it's quite funny, to be fair. But we have not really been linked to any left wingers other than Anthony Gordon. Yeah, apart from that is true. But as teams are run more like businesses, if you laid a load of cash on the desk, teams would be stupid not to accept. That's how the Saudis work. Yeah, that is true. I'd rather Isak stay at Newcastle. I'd rather see, can he repeat last season first? Yeah, well, I think he can. Like, I think he's been doing it now for a good 18 months plus. I think Alexander Isak. I think whether or not like Liverpool, what I think Liverpool's plan is, and again, this is just me thinking, know in the know, wherever. But my thought process is Liverpool are going to spend on. We are going to buy a striker this season. Now, maybe we might not get somebody that nobody's linked us to, and that might be the case. But I think Liverpool could potentially, if it is Hugo Ekitike, they will go and sign him. And then next season, the big signing will be Alexander Isak again, and to have Ekitike and Alexander Isak, who, again, you have two strikers out of the club. Diogo Jota, I think, will leave in that time as well. So again, your main striker is Alexander Isak in a year's time, but then also Hugo Ekitike. You've got then somebody who, how old is Hugo Ekitike? 22, 23? You could realistically have then Hugo Ekitike take the mantle then from Alexander Isak and become the player then that currently Isak is at Newcastle, really. But whether or not Liverpool are going to do that is another thing. Because again, Ekitike is going for 100 million euros, which, you guys have known my thoughts about that for a while. He's a good player, but for 100 million euros, yeah, I'm not too sure. But reason I say that is we don't play with an out-and-out striker. Maybe it's a change, to be fair, QT as well. But again, I absolutely agree with your points. Sesko might end up in tears for Arsenal. Well, I think it's more the other way around. I think Arsenal fans are going to get in tears about Sesko because all of them have been crying about that they're not getting Gyökeres, which, is laughable, really. Anyway, but look, I am going to leave it there for now, guys. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in to, of course, the breaking news that Kelleher is going to Brentford for £18 million. Like I said, we will be back tonight at 9 p.m. As usual. We're going to talk more on Kelleher. We're going to talk more on Wirtz, Harvey Elliott, Luis Diaz. We're going to talk about all of the news, of course. That will be at 9 p.m. tonight as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments, of course, down below. But I don't think we are signing Ekitike. It's another striker we are silently working on. Again, I absolutely hope that is the case. But spending big now better not stump us in the future. Yeah, true. We need to get Bobby cloned from Force 9. Julian Alvarez is that clone, Gary. Absolutely. But there's a sub for you, but and thank you very much, QT, as well. Hopefully you do like the channel as well. And yeah, if you are new around here, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Like I said, we are now on the road to 5k as well. So thank you very much for the love and support on the channel over the last couple of weeks and months as well. And yeah, if you are new around here, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, we'll be back 9 p.m. tonight as well, so make sure you are staying tuned. But until next time, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the COP Council. I'll see you guys later on. Ta-ra.